hate them?
I've never met Prince Harry, so you can't hate someone you've never met. And I think that it's a sadness for Harry. I don't know what really he thinks he's getting out of all this.
Can we talk about Harry and Meghan as we're talking about the
If
royals?
we have to.
Do you actually hate them?
No, I actually have less and less interest in them.
The world has moved on, leaving Harry and Meghan standing in the shadows they created themselves. Piers doesn't even have to waste his energy hating on them anymore, because honestly, nobody really cares about them these days. That's what truly hurts. Not people being angry or fixated, but just not giving a damn at all. The outrage has faded, the obsession is gone, and what's left is pure indifference. When even their loudest critic admits he can't be bothered anymore, it's obvious the drama is officially over. It's infuriating how they tried to hog all the attention, and now look at them, completely irrelevant.
Yeah, there is a chapter really about the royals generally, but also about, to me, what they represent is the epitome of the worst aspects of wokeism. The virtue signaling, the victimhood, the always blaming other people.
He doesn't just touch the surface, he goes right for the jugular when it comes to what Harry and Meghan represent to the world now. They aren't simply another celebrity couple anymore. No, they've turned into the ultimate poster children for everything people despise about this so-called woke culture. It's infuriating how they constantly put themselves on a pedestal, always flaunting their so-called moral superiority, playing the victim at every turn, and acting like everyone else is to blame but themselves. Their relentless finger-pointing has become absolutely unbearable, and it's hard to stomach how this entire act has become their public identity. When even experienced, objective journalists start labeling them as the absolute embodiment of this exhausting trend, you realize just how much harm they've done to their own image. The damage isn't just superficial, it's dug in deep, and honestly, it's maddening to watch.
The rank hypocrisy, jumping on private jets and preaching about the environment, preaching about poverty on their Twitter account and then having a $500,000 baby shower and so on.
And this is where the hypocrisy hits a boiling point. You can't lecture the world about climate change while hopping onto private jets like they're Uber rides. You can't preach about poverty online while hosting a $500,000 baby shower that looks like a Hollywood awards show. It's that disconnect, the rules for you, not for us behavior, that makes people roll their eyes every time Harry and Meghan claim to stand for something bigger.
There's sort of an underpinning of hypocrisy, double standards, virtue signaling, victimhood, all these things which I despise about the woke mentality.
This is where Piers lays it all out. The foundation, he believes, props up the entire Sussex narrative. To him, it's not just one issue, but a whole pattern. Hypocrisy, double standards, and the constant performance of moral superiority. Every time they claim victimhood or signal virtue, it only reinforces what he calls the woke mentality he's grown to despise. And coming from someone who has watched their rise and fall in real time, his frustration sounds less like an opinion and more like a final verdict.
They've become increasingly less relevant, really, is what I would say.
And here's the real shocker. It's not anger or scandal that's doing the damage now, but sheer irrelevance. Piers is pointing out that the world simply doesn't care about the Sussex saga anymore. All the dramatic headlines, emotional interviews, and constant complaints, they just aren't making waves like they used to. When a media frenzy dies down and turns into just another hum in the background, it's a clear sign that the attention and influence they worked so hard to keep has quietly drifted away to something or someone new. Isn't it astonishing how quickly the spotlight can move on?
I've never met Prince Harry, so you can't hate someone you've never met. He's slightly weirdly obsessed with me.
He openly admits that he has never actually met Harry, emphasizing that there's absolutely no personal connection between them. Despite this, it's astonishing to realize that Harry seems to have developed an intense fascination with him, and not the positive kind. Piers highlights the irony in this situation. How is it possible to harbor such strong negative feelings towards someone you've never even spoken to? And yet Harry appears to be almost obsessed, silently watching, forming opinions from a distance. This blend of confusion and disbelief is what makes Piers's discovery not only startling but also somewhat absurd, leaving anyone who hears it both amused and incredulous at the situation's sheer unpredictability.
She's got what she wants. She's gone back home to California, has a lovely life of luxury, but her status over there, if you ask Americans, is pretty low now.
Yeah.
They don't view them as A-list at all. They view them as, just falling stars, really. And
Meghan may have secured her California dream life, but her star power fading fast. Across the Atlantic, the fairy tale glamour has worn off, and even Americans are starting to see them as nothing more than falling stars. Luxury and comfort can't buy public admiration, and Piers makes it clear, in the court of public opinion, the Sussexes are losing their crown.
really, and I think that it's a sadness for Harry. I don't know what really he thinks he's getting out of all this.
Here, Piers gets almost sympathetic, highlighting the human cost behind the headlines. He sees a prince caught in confusion and regret, unsure what he hoped to achieve by publicly attacking his family. It's a quiet kind of tragedy, a man with wealth and fame, yet seemingly adrift, paying the price for choices that may leave him isolated.
He's reconciled somewhat with his father.
Well, has he?
Cups of tea last month and all
God,
that.
a 40-minute meeting in 2 years.
While Meghan is flourishing in California, Harry's situation is unexpectedly complex. It's almost astonishing to see how adrift he appears, torn between his sense of loyalty to his family and the weight of lingering regret. The much-talked-about reconciliation with his father. It was hardly a heartfelt reunion. In fact, it amounted to little more than a brief 40-minute chat after a staggering 2-year silence. This paints a truly surprising portrait. A prince often imagined by the public as living a charmed and stable life, actually wrestling with profound instability and isolation. The reality is far more tangled and lonely than most headlines reveal, highlighting just how drastically his world has shifted beneath the surface.
I mean, if one of my brothers did that to me,
Yeah, but you'd
and
hate
the
your
family,
sons to be at war.
yeah, but if one son did what Harry's done publicly, trashed the family.
Imagine the betrayal if one of your own publicly trashed you. He draws a stark comparison. Taking sons to war is one thing, but Harry choosing to air the family's dirty laundry on a global stage? That's a line that in Piers' eyes crosses from disappointment straight into outright betrayal.
I think they've made their ugly bed with the viciousness they've gone after the family and the way they trashed the monarchy.
By attacking the royal family and publicly tearing down the monarchy, Harry and Meghan have made their ugly bed, and now they have to lie in it. It's a sharp reminder, in the world of royals, words cut deep, and the fallout from betrayal isn't easily washed away.
They're very unpopular in this country. I mean, to be as unpopular as Prince Andrew, given what he's been engulfed with, is quite an achievement, but they are.
Here's the shocking reality. Harry and Meghan now rival Prince Andrew in unpopularity, a truly historic low. It's astonishing. Piers isn't overstating. Reaching the same level of public disfavor as someone embroiled in scandal is remarkable. This dramatic shift shows just how quickly public perception can flip, even for those once viewed as modern-day royalty.
I think I thank her in the book, actually. I am grateful, yeah. Because without her contribution in demanding my head on a plate from ITV, then ITV wouldn't have come to me and said, you either apologize to Meghan Markle or you have to leave.
Amazingly, he expresses gratitude to Meghan for igniting the controversy. Her unwavering insistence on an ITV apology or his removal only amplified his visibility and message. Paradoxically, her efforts to silence him became the catalyst for him to reveal and challenge the very narrative she sought to dictate, flipping her strategy on its head. Piers is nothing if not direct. He openly dismisses the entire episode as utter nonsense, refusing to sugarcoat his opinions. What's truly astonishing is the way he dissects the storylines, the dramatic accusations, and the waves of public indignation with the precision of a seasoned critic. As he scrutinizes each detail, he insists that not a single element holds up to serious analysis. But here's the real kicker. Time has utterly transformed the narrative. The tables have turned in such a dramatic fashion that Harry and Meghan's perspective now appears more precarious and less credible than ever before, teetering on a foundation that seems dangerously unstable. Who could have predicted such a reversal?
Now, if I did believe Meghan and Harry with what they said to Oprah, I'd be told you have to apologise to the British people for believing them or leave.
Wow, he's boldly confronting the sheer nerve behind the shocking revelations on Oprah. He argues that if people truly bought into what Harry and Meghan were saying, then the couple should either humble themselves before the British public or simply walk away from it all. This really hits home just how wildly controversial those interviews were, and how quickly patience runs out when a story seems more about self-interest than truth. It's a dramatic reminder of how those confessions rock the world, and how unforgiving the court of public opinion can be when it senses a hint of selfishness.